Hi everyone, it's Bay bringing you Captain Tsubasa Dream Team. Today is the day for the evaluation on the 3 Brazilian characters that came this time, and also this Nita who got hidden ability. So I'm gonna start with this red Nita. So is this guy good? Well, look at each characters. The one on the left is before hidden ability. The Excel on the right is after hidden ability. His original stats went up pretty damn big. If you look at all the stats from dribble to interception, so offense and defense, it each went up by 700. And not only that, but physical went up by 1,500 each. So altogether, all his stats went up by like 4,500 just for physical, and 4,200 for offense and defense. That's 8,700. That's pretty big, right? 8,700 his stats went up by. So that is a big boost. But the thing is, he was too weak originally, that even after this 8,700 boost, if you look at his stats, it's not like OP or anything. Not even close to OP. So I would say this guy is now, of course, decent, and because he has low ball good, he gets 12.5% boost on top of the stats. So when he shoots low flying shot, which is his main skill, it's gonna be 10,353 after hidden ability. Sorry, my Excel is wrong on the left. Before hidden ability, it shows the same shooting stats, 10,353, but it's not like that. It's only like 9,000 or something. So it's way better this time, right? But with 10,353, well, strong shooters today have like 13k or like even 14k. So compared to those, this 10,300 is not that great. But because his passive is low ball enhance and he also has low ball request, it really matches. And at the end, his main low ball volley shot will become 61.6k, which is not bad. But I would not, unless you're like a really big Nita fan, I would not recommend you to raise this skill, because first of all, this skill originally is not that strong. So if you take this skill off this Nita and give it to some other Nita like Fest, for example, it's not gonna be that strong, because it's not at all. So this looks, it exceeds 60k because he has the low ball enhance, as a passive. And and today strong shooters like Santana or like Cliver or like Tsubasa, Hyuga, they exceed like 65k, including all the like passive and skill level at level 99 and everything. It exceeds 65k. So compared to these strong shooters, it's not at the level yet. And for all these reasons, unless you're like a big Nita fan, I would not recommend you to raise this skill. But of course, there's gonna be I think occasions where this Nita will be useful, like challenge world maybe, or like some hidden medal stage for other characters. I don't know what, but there might be a possibility that Clap will bring those stages in the future. So maybe yes, you should collect the medal and complete this guy's hidden ability, so that when the time comes, he might be useful. Like the Green Napoleon, that was very useful for EX Challenge Road 5, right? So it's not a bad thing to complete this guy, but I don't know if this guy is gonna be very useful in PvPs. And by the way, now that this guy became 40% for low ball enhance for his passive, and he is so like similar to Dream Collection Nita, who is the middle school guy. If you guys remember, he's red, he's low ball enhance 40%, he has low flying shot, and but that Dream Collection Nita is still stronger than this Nita because his stats is better. But I don't like the way the characters are really similar. They're red, they're Nitas, their passive is same, like the stats are really similar. they should definitely differentiate these characters because it doesn't make sense. It's not it's just too similar, so yeah, so this guy is really now even closer to the Dream Collection Nita, thanks to all the boost. And that's about it for this Nita. Yeah, and these are the new Brazilian characters. From the left, Alberto, center Sonaldo, right, George. Yeah, so these are how these characters look. Alberto and Sonaldo, they have the passive where their stats will be boosted, whereas George does not have those kind of passive. He has stamina killer 40%, so this is really good. Annoying. So George does not look that great, but I think he has his ways to become strong. And yeah. And first of all, let's go through all the characters in depth. From Alberto on the left, if this guy has a new passive, player link, so he gets 30% max if you have Sonaldo, George, or Kaza in the team. 2 out of 3 of these characters, if these are in the team, he gets maximum 30% boost. So it's like a limited version of. It's really limited because you can only select out of 3 characters: Kaza, Sonaldo, or George, right? And if you have 2 out of these 3 characters, you get 30%. So I guess if you have only 1, it's probably 15. So each character has like 15% boost. Probably, I haven't used it, but that probably is the case. And problem with this passive, for this Alberto is this guy has toughness, South American, solidarity as team skill, right? And his passive is this unique player link. It doesn't make sense, at least for now, because there's no red, Sonaldo, George, nor Kaza, right? So if you want to max his stats out, he has to put 2 characters out of Sonaldo, George, and Kaza, and there's no red. That means you have to use 2 of the solidarity slot of the 3. That's not good, right? That's not good, because I think many of you who are going with South American team who completed this time solidarity would want to put like Japanese goalie, Japanese like characters like Tsubasa, because Tsubasa is going to be really important for South American, because Natureza has a golden duel, Roberto has this one too, Rival has a 1-2 with Tsubasa, Santana has a twin shot with Tsubasa. So many things that will require Tsubasa, right? And some might even want to put like Fest Natureza, who is not red, or like Fest Diaz, who is not red. Well, I'm talking about the Super Fest. Forcing this Kaza to use, not Kaza, Alberto to use like Kaza or Sonaldo that's not red South American is a bit like, it's awkward. It doesn't make sense. So he can't. This Alberto is gonna be really hard to use. This guy at the end, if he can get the 30% boost, he's gonna be strong, as you can see on the top, right? Everything exceeds 10k except for shot, and most of the important factors, it will be above like 12k, which is really strong. So his main skill is S tackle, shot out tackle. If it's at level 99, his tackle stats will be 56.5k, which is really strong. So if you can maximize this guy's passive, then this Alberto is gonna be really OP. But I don't think many people can, unless you're using something like just simple mixed South American, using like 2018 Alberto, Roberto, and maybe 12% from the previous national kit characters like Marcio or Dugo or whoever. So yeah, so this guy has a problem. It doesn't like link. His team skill and his passive does not link. So that's a problem. But this guy is strong if you can maximize his passive for sure. Okay. So that's Alberto, and then center Sonaldo. So I don't know why, but they brought red and green solidarity team skill, but no blue. they never brought any blue South American solidarity yet. I don't know why they balance it like that. Why don't they do, because red and green, there's already 3, I think, right? Red, Salinas, Alberto, and Victorino. No, Hino. Green, George, Victorino, and I don't remember the last one, but I think there was another one from Brazil. Wasn't there? Or maybe 2. Maybe 2 for green. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember quite well. But yeah, but blue, there's none. Last time when blue came, it was Santana. This time he's picked up again too, but that guy has the same team skill, 17% South American blue. So it's like similar to when 97 Japanese character came, because they brought Tsubasa and Ishizaki with 17% first, and then they brought other characters with agility. So I think for South American they'll catch up later, but I don't know why they make it so unbalanced. But maybe this makes me feel that Santana might come out as like super strong OP fest, because that's what happened to Tsubasa, right? Tsubasa came out not that great. Tsubasa, that was blue one, 97, and that had the 17% team skill, right? And then at the end they brought the super OP red Tsubasa. So maybe the same story might happen to Santana. I don't know. You never know. But anyways, this Sonaldo, let's move on to Sonaldo's evaluation. He has a new passive as well, Side Master. So it's shown in the notification. So if you for the first time, they never did that, but they showed where this Side Master area is. So both sides, where if you look at that notification, you'll know, but where it's indicated in yellow, where the field is yellow, is probably where the thing is activated. So briefly, roughly, it's around, the penalty box, right? The sideline of the penalty box. It's from outside of that box, around. Yeah. And of course, it's not only around the penalty box, it goes all the way down the field. So wherever you are, as long as you're on the side area, you get 30%. And after 30%, this guy, look at his stats. It's as good as Alberto for the edgy part, right? Tackle and interception. And block is not that great, but who cares about the block? And even dribble and pass are like almost like 11k, around 11k. So it's gonna be strong. But one problem about this passive is, because this guy's defender, you can't really control this guy as a defender to be in the side area master zone, because you can't, right? Because these defenders move by themselves, AI move towards the opponent's ball, whoever has the ball, right? So whoever has the ball gets close to the character, Sonaldo for example, and then Sonaldo will start coming at you, going at that character with the ball. And so if the guy with the ball does not enter the side area zone, he's not gonna be able to activate. So you can't control this passive that easily. That's the problem. Unlike Pierre and Takeshi, who is a passer, and they have mid-area master, right? You can control basically. You just have to give the ball to Pierre or Takeshi and then pass, right? But then this guy, of course, if you think of him as an offensive guy, then you can control. You can just bring this guy, give the ball to him, and bring him to the side area and use dribble or whatever. But this guy is a defender, so you would want to use him as a defender more than attacker. So it's a bit difficult to use. That's my impression. I haven't used it yet. I haven't matched up against this guy, so I don't know how he really is. But yeah, that's my feeling. And if, however, this passive is fully activated, then his tackle is going to be 55k at the end, or interception is going to be 53 at level 99. So it's going to be really strong. Really, really strong. Alberto and Sonaldo, if these passives are activated, they are going to be really strong. But problem with these two is it's hard to activate these passives. So yeah, that's the thing. And then last but not least, George. So this guy, he does not get any passive stats boost, so he only has the center Excel cell. And then but he has as a passive stamina killer plus 40% to the opponent. So this is gonna be really annoying. So this guy is a defender, so he's gonna match up against opponent forwards and AMs, right? Most of the time. So your opponent strong shooters will lose lots of their stamina from the first shot. So there's a lot of full body stand characters these days, like Hyuga, Santana, or even Green Tsubasa, right? So these characters will hate this George because losing stamina is not a good thing for full body stand characters. So maybe these defenders might be, he's not gonna stop the character, but it's gonna be really indirectly kill opponent forwards, which might be good. Yeah, which might be good from now on because there's so many full body stands that are good. Yeah, this guy might be useful. So because he doesn't get any passive boost, his overall stats are on the bottom, but it's not as good as the other two because the stats simply isn't as good. But I think, as I said, this stamina killer will be much more useful than before, I think. So and of course this guy has solidarity for green, and green solidarity there was Victorino, and I don't think there's 3 at the moment, but maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure, but yeah. So for those who are going with green South American, there's so many good South American green characters. So it's gonna be good. So if you're doing maybe green South American solidarity and you put Alberto as one defender, maybe it might be easier to activate Alberto's passive, because George is already there, he gets 15 already, and if you put like Senaldo or Kaza, that's it, right? And there's no green Kaza, is there? Strong green Kaza? I don't think there is, but when it comes, it's gonna be good. And even if it's not here, at least you can get 15% for Alberto because George is already there. So but I don't know. If I were the person using South American Solidarity team, I would first think of using like Tsubasa or Diaz or like Hyuga maybe, these characters. So yeah, that's the thing. But anyways, these are my evaluations for these characters. Alberto, Sonaldo, they are unique. New passive, they're unique. It could be really OP, but it's gonna be hard to activate. Whereas George, he's not that great in terms of the stats, but he's gonna be very annoying, and I think it's gonna be useful. Maybe George might be, I don't know. Well, he's gonna be useful for sure. He's gonna be annoying from the opponent's standpoint. So point of view. So yeah. So I hope you liked the video. Please do subscribe for those who haven't yet, and stay tuned for my future ones. Thanks for watching, and bye.